Hey, hey, people. What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Beautiful hippie, Kiki, Sheila S. I'm ready to talk about this episode, honey. It was good. It was a lot going on. It was a lot happening. I have a lot of feelings. I was crying. Did y'all cry? I cried. We're gonna wait for some more people to join us. Hey, Nick. How y'all doing today? Today was my day off. I had a day off. It was my fake Columbus Day. So I was off from work today. I've been waiting for your review, and yes, I cried. Well, I'm glad you made it to the live. Hey, Courtney. Hey, Nick. Is it Nico? Nico Taylor. Hey, I've been waiting for this review. JB, I'm still tripping about the Trojan horse. Listen. I told y'all Christina was a liar and a deceiver. Now, I don't know. She wasn't really no liar, though. I'm going to be honest with you, because she kept it 100. She didn't really lie, but she was definitely a deceiver, okay? Hey, Mila loves you. Hey, Devin Small. Hey, I wasn't expecting another live. Come on. Yes, I did cry, even though I was fighting at first. Yeah. I cried. Hey, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Coffee Light and Sweet. How you doing? Hey, Jen Owens. I didn't cry, but I was shook at the. I cried at the end. It didn't really hit me till they was like carrying the body. When they was carrying the body, baby, it had took me. I was like, and they was reading the letter that he was, that he wrote to Montrose. It took me out. It took me out, baby. I was like, oh my God, they had done it. Misha Green, woo, they had done it, honey. Woo, yes, y'all, black people magic. Black people magic, period. Okay, period, Pooh. I'm stuck too. At the end, I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel like they was kind of leaving it open for a second season with D at the end. Like if they closed it off, it would be fine. If they went on, it would be fine, type of thing. But now, man, I'm like, man, I want to know what's going on with D. I wanted to be a second too. At first, I was just like, they should end it just like they did Watchmen. They should just end it. Boom, it's a good story. Don't try to keep going, because that's when it be getting messed up. But then when they showed D at the end, I was like, yo, this will be a dope ass season 2. I don't know. What y'all think? Man, I just need for them to like let us know they got renewed. Like, just don't keep us holding on like this. I want to know. What up? What up? We got 29 people in the chat. Hey, everybody. Hey, Kimberly Sterling. How you doing? Hey, Miss Eve 9957. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you. I'm gonna start pinning y'all. Come, I promise y'all I'm gonna learn how to do this stuff. Let me see if I can. What can I do? Okay, I can just read it, highlight it. Boom. All right. Yes, I made it to the live on time. New subby. Hey, Fashion Beauty. Thank you for subbing. I'm watching Watchmen right now, and man, they did a preface. Yeah, they did at the beginning. It was good. Like, Watchmen it was like for somebody who was not versed on the source material like at all I saw was the movie that they made in the early 2000s. I had to watch like 3 YouTube videos to figure out what the hell I was watching. Okay, like I'm like, what is going on? And I really wanted to know. So I really took my time and figured out, what am I watching, baby? Like, what does all this mean? What is this world that we walking into? Because I don't know nothing of this world, because I didn't read the isn't it a graphic novel or is it a comic book? Whatever it is, I didn't read it. And so, I felt like I was a little behind. But once I figured out what was going on, it was everything. It deserved all the awards. All the awards. Super good show. All right, y'all. I'm going to wait like one more minute. We're going to get started, okay? But this episode, I know some people were saying they was disappointed about how it ended or whatever. They feel like it left a lot of questions in the air, but I sort of feel like, season 2, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I might have left some questions, sure. But hopefully we'll get a season 2 And I think that if they do a season 2, I think that they're gonna go on. It's gonna be like a different story because they pretty much closed up this story with Tick and all of that stuff. They kind of done shut that one down. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Megan Ford. Hello. I was watching another review and I clicked on this one so fast. Hey, Shan. That's what I'm talking about. Katina. Hey. But yeah, so yeah, it was I think they did leave some questions. They did leave some things up in the air, things that I would like to know the answer to. But they did like try to wrap everything up, even in like the flashbacks. I don't know if y'all was paying attention because I watched it like twice and I stopped and paused on all the flashbacks because the bitch wanted to see what was happening. Okay, I'm like, what is happening in the flashbacks or in the flash? You know, when Jill was seeing everybody's, you know, seeing Tick's whole life basically. Hey. All right, we're going to get started. Before I get started, I just want to say this evening I'm drinking a cocktail tonight. It is Prosecco because you know how I feel about Prosecco. Prosecco, Courvoisier, and a little bit of lemonade, okay? It's tasty. And I had this drink at a place in Houston called Phil and Derek's. If you come in Houston, go to Phil and Derek's because the food is good and the drinks was good. And I was like, ooh, it's like a French 75 with lemonade. And they did that. So I decided to make it at the house. Hey, Nikki Scales. Hey, Deidre. Hey, Mina Ruth 22093. How y'all doing? All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. Let's not waste any more time. So what up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is Lovecraft Country, Season 1, Episode 10, the season finale, Full Circle. Baby, before we get started, we just going to say hats off to everybody, baby. Hats off to Misha Green. Hats off to Jordan Peele. Hats off to the cast, the crew, everybody. Anybody, the person who worked, the secretary, the costume people, that's the crew. Everybody. It was just fantastic. Whether you liked it, whether you hated it, whether you loved how it ended or not, we just got to give like props to the people who could even step outside of this. I encourage y'all after this or maybe this weekend, y'all listen to the podcast and listen to what the ladies had to say about it. I thought that it was pretty interesting how they talked about, you know, being free of the white gaze, right? Being free of saying things that we want them to say. Having Tick or having Montrose do things that we want them to do because it's 2020. Having the courage to step out and having them do things that we would be upset with. Turning our ideal of a hero kind of on its ear to an extent. To know that to be a hero, there's a lot of sacrifice you got to make, right? To be a hero, you probably, I'm not going to say you always have to do some things that is horrible, but you have to have seen or, you know, have experienced horrible things in one way or another. And little did we know our hero did some horrible things, right? So I thought that the actors, the actresses, like everybody hands down, this was a phenomenal cast. Like from the beginning to the end, y'all, this was a phenomenal cast. Excellent show. I thought that this episode kind of tied everything up. I thought that, like I said earlier, we could either go into a season 2 or if they stopped it right here, yes, I would be very sad because I absolutely wanted to be more of this show. But if they didn't go on, this will be a good conclusion. If everything will be pretty wrapped up for this portion of the story. But I sort of feel like Misha is kind of just dangling it out there like, hey, man, we could do a season 2. We're going to change the story a little bit. Maybe we'll go to a different source material or maybe we'll just come up with something new. But I think that we could do it. So I don't know. I would like to hear what you guys think about them having a season 2 or not. Okay. So Deidre says, I loved it. I watched several other reaction videos on this, but I was waiting on yours like Winky Black Pocket in Lady's Basement. I know that's right. Well, thank you for joining us. All right, please, yes, let us let season 2 happen, y'all. So keep that, okay? Woo, we're going to pray for it. We want this to happen. Okay, so let's get started. So at the beginning of this episode, we see the crew rushes Dee. They're rushing her into the bedroom, right? So they start speaking in the language of Adam, and the book opens. So they read the little paper that Miss Hattie gave them, and you know she said this is what's gonna open the book because you remember Hannah hasn't opened the book, and so the book opens, and then Tick passed out, and damn Lady passed out too. I said, child, what is going on? So We see them in the burning house. Okay, they are in the burning house, and we have baby Harriet Tubman. No, I'm playing. We have Hannah is in there. Okay, Hannah is in there. Hannah starts talking about when she ran, and when everything that was happening when she ran, and how she used the spell to hide them. So that's why they all have the birthmark, because that is what hides them. My God, hides them. Yes, okay, from anybody who does magic. So all the evil people's in all over the world, baby. Nobody could get to them, baby, because Hannah said you can't do it. Okay? Your weapon formed against them shall not prosper, because Hannah said, hell the fuck no, we done with this. Okay? So then we flash to Hattie. So we're going back and forth. So they got both of these people in different spaces, and they're giving them different lessons. Y'all feel what I'm trying to say? Walk with me, talk with me. So Miss Hattie is saying that, telling Letty that Hannah made this house her ancestral place, basically when she opened the book. Okay, so she opened the book. Well, she thought that this place was hell. And then we go back to Hannah, and Hannah's like, I thought I was being punished, right? She says, I kept coming back to this place over and over again, and the pain was unbearable, and I had to make it stop. I said, my God, Miss Hannah was going through, baby. So Hannah said, well, Miss Hattie goes back and says that it's time for Letty. Her task is to protect the book now. She has to protect the book. So she's like, what about Tick? And she's like, girl, Tick got enough stuff going on, baby. You got to do this. Okay, don't worry about Tick. This is what I'm telling you. You got to do it, girl. Not no Tick. Don't worry about him. We talk about you, sis. So then we go back, right? And so, okay, Tick got his own burdens to bear. And she tells her, you cannot be crippled with fear, like Hannah was, because we know that Hannah ended up killing herself, right? So she said, you can't be crippled. You got to be a strong black woman. You got to be a strong black woman, bitch. You cannot be falling to the wayside. You got to be here to protect and hold your family down, all right? She didn't say all that though, y'all. I'm putting 20 on 10. But she was like, you got to be strong. You can't let the fear of the past basically scare you into doing what you need to do. Okay? It can't cripple you like it crippled Hannah. So and then we see Hannah telling Atticus, you need to fix my mistake. Okay? Because she says, once she learned that the fire was good, and the goings on, the magicals, right? The magicalness of the situation, everything was okay. She was like, once I figured out how to tame it, I figured out we can use this for the good of us, for our people. So now what we gonna do, baby? I've been working on this plan. Let me tell you something. I've been writing things down, okay? I've been calculating. I've been like, you know what? I'm gonna get this. No, that ain't right. See, I've been putting this spell together. This is what I've been doing for centuries, okay? And he's like, listen, my little cousin, she got a curse put on her, and we need you to help us get the curse off. You thinking too small, baby. You're not going to just help your cousin. Baby, you're going to help all the black people in the whole wide world. All the black people in the whole wide world. You about to help everybody, okay? This is what I be doing when I'm doing the video. I be like, okay. I just edit all this part out. So then we see Atticus. He wakes up, and now he's in another delusion or whatever. So he's at his house. We hear Billie Holiday, Easy Living playing in the background for those of you who don't know. So we see his mother, Dora, and she's in the living room. Let me tell you, Dora had that cut. Let me tell you, that bob could not be beat, bitch. Okay? Right here, that bob she had could not be beat. Blue. So we see Dora. She's in the living room. They embrace each other. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. They talked about Jonathan Majors so much last week for crying. I'm telling you, I chuckled a little bit when he started crying. I was like, this nigga finna cry. Okay, I was like, he about to cry this whole episode. So, baby, he started crying. And they hugged, and he turned in kind of like a little kid. He turns into a little kid, and he's crying, and, he lay in her lap, and she said, come on, let's sit down and let's talk. So, he laying in her lap. He really loved his mama. Like, I felt for Atticus like this was his one really, good example of love, because everybody else is basically trash, okay? So, I mean, George was all right, but, you did let this nigga get beat up like his whole life. I don't know. You know what I mean? So it was cool. But your mama, you know, was the love in your heart, you know what I'm saying, that really help you through the situation. Let me read some of these comments, y'all, because I want to laugh too. Everybody laughing at me. What he said, child. Miss Hattie was like, wait, I can show the comment? I can show it? Yes. Miss Hattie was like, hocus, pocus, focus. Okay. Let me go read some more, y'all, then I'm going to go on. Oh, they're trying to get the money right for season 2. Oh, okay. It probably costs a lot of money to make this show. But I mean, hell, if you can make Westworld, I'm just saying, you can make season 2 Lovecraft Country. That's all I'm saying. I watched Westworld for 3 seasons and I was bored as hell. So, all right, let's keep going. Okay, so let's keep going. So, yeah, the spell is going to change everything. Basically, he lays in her lap. She's like, you know, do you know what you got to do? You about to lay down your life, baby. It's about to be over, baby. Okay, you going to die. I know what you got to do. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. And he's like, wait a minute, damn, it got to be another way. Because she was like, if you ain't going to sacrifice yourself for something good, then hell, what's the point? I'm paraphrasing, but that's what she said. And I was like, I mean, she got a point, low key, but damn, I mean, the nigga don't want to die. That's what he said. That's the first thing I said. He was like, and I was like, I mean, you ain't lying, but I'm just saying, like, nigga ain't trying to die. So he like, listen, I ain't trying to die. And she was like, the spell, don't think of it as the end, think of it as the beginning. And you know, Hannah's spell is gonna change everything. It's gonna change the world. Okay. So I was like, okay, well, it's the beginning, it's not the end. You know, I felt like this episode, I don't know about you guys, but I was hanging on, my Lord. I was hanging on to every little moment that I thought he might come back. I was like, he gonna come back. He ain't gonna die. Like I knew he was gonna die. Isn't it interesting to y'all how this show is like he dies at the end, but it's like satisfying. Like nobody is really discussing how we're sad that he died or whatever the case may be. It's like, nah, put the comment up here. I don't know how to make it go away. I'm gonna show this one too because you ignorant. But yeah, like we're all satisfied. Nobody, I mean, I was sad that he died, but it wasn't like I was devastated. Like I kind of felt like he was willing to die for his family. And I think he realized that partial, I'm getting ahead of myself, but partial through the episode, I feel like he even realized himself that I'm willing to do anything for these people. Like I will die for these people. So she says you're a hero, just like the stories that you listen to, you grew up reading. And like I said, Hannah's spell is going to change everything. So then we go to Letty and we see that Letty is learning how to read the language of Adam. They mama say, mama say, mama kusai. You know, she's sitting over there with Miss Hattie and they like, mama say, mama say, mama kusai. They was over there getting it. And so we see Tick come back in the room with his mama and she's like, you know, Miss Hattie was like, we got some work to do. We got some work to do. So silly. I'm gonna put this one up here. You see now. You ignorant, Nick. Like, I love you. Like, low-key. So they all step into the bedroom. This is Diana's bedroom, or would be her bedroom, right? The bed that she's laying in. And they start to do the spell. And we see the maggots, they starting to come forth. And you know, on the other side, they just passed out, and we see that Hippolyta and Montrose are just trying to frantically wake them up. But I think Hippolyta is the person that notices it first. And she gets up and she sees that Diana is basically regenerating back to life. Everything but that arm, baby. That arm ain't make it back, baby. That arm ain't make it back to the other side. It stayed on the other side. That arm didn't come back, y'all. I don't know what. I do know what happened. The arm just ain't come back. So, like, I was like, that's fucked up. Oh, my God. So, Hello, and mind your business. Mind your business. Don't worry about who the pappy is. Mind your business. That's right, Kimberly. So, okay, hold up. He not come back to life. So we said working on a spell. The blood is the most. Okay, so then we see when they get back, she's talking about, they talking to Montrose in the room, and basically Montrose is just pissed at this whole situation because he's like, I don't want you to die, okay? Like, I don't want my son to die, period, and I'm over it, okay? So, like, I'm gonna need for y'all to figure out what we're gonna do. So they trying to convince him, like, what's her name? Letty is like, listen, it gotta be a physical connection between Tick, between Titus, and between Christina. So they need like flesh and blood from them. And Montrose is like, how is we gonna get flesh from this big? Okay, nobody got what? What is you talking about? And she says Ruby. Letty says Ruby, and he's like, you know, Montrose, like I said, at the end of the day, he's just like, I don't want my son to die. If y'all do this spell, you're gonna die. This was gonna happen. You're gonna die. And Tick is like, there's no time. There's no time for us to figure out another way to do this. This is the way we got to do it. So they're trying to do a binding spell on Christina. So they want to bind her so that she won't be able to do magic. Like, they ain't even trying to kill Christina ass because that whole deserves to die, baby. An awful, horrible death. Do y'all understand me? But they ain't even trying to kill that hoe. They just trying to bind her, okay? So they're trying to bind her so she can't do no magic no more, okay? So basically, like I said, Montrose is tripping. You're going to die. You're going to die. And Tick is like, that's wrong. The book is wrong. You know, that's just one potential future for me. You know, there could be another outcome. I can live or whatever. And even Letty looked at him like, nigga, where they said that at? Okay, where they said, nigga. Baby, you ain't gonna die. You ain't gonna make it out of here, honey. You ain't gonna make it out. All right, so let's look at some of these. Let's look at some of these comments. That was the drawing arm. That was her drawing arm. That was. Oh my God. And yes, she wasn't an entanglement. Not a civil rights entanglement. They was an entanglement. I did forget about that part. She was like, when we was, you know, I didn't realize that, you know, they was all a part of my soul, George and Montrose. And y'all should have just realized that. And I was like, what you was going to do, Dora? Y'all was going to have a polyamorous relationship? Like, how was this going to work, Dora? Okay, but I understand what you're saying, sis. I'm catching what you're throwing, girl. But, girl, I don't know, sis. But okay, they was both the pappy. Don't worry about it. You got everything that's good from both of them. I forgot about that. Thank y'all for reminding me of that. We didn't want to skip over that shit, okay? Because Dora tried to slide through that. She tried to slide through that like, Dora, you ain't just gonna hop over the fact like, Dora, you ain't, what? Like, wait a minute. Go back, Dora. Oh, Lord, wait a minute. What happened? I lost my string. Oh, no, it's still there. I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody trying to call me at the same time on my phone. Okay, so let's keep going. Dora tried to hop over that shit real quick. But the Dora, you ain't going to be able to do it, boo. So Montrose tells Letty, talk some sense into him. I mean, you, the baby, you know, we want y'all to live or whatever. And so Christina can't find you with the birthmark, talking about the mark of protection that Hannah gave them, right? And so Tick is like, look, we've been all the stuff that we've been through, you know, all he really gave us like a rundown on every episode. We went through ghosts, we went through warlocks, we went through adventure, we went through all of these things. We went through all of this shit. Okay, period. Like, I was the nigga who came and saved you in your childhood. That was me, son. Like, we went through all of that to just be like, go hide and run away. And my thing was like, Montrose is like irrational to the end. Montrose, so you mean to tell me we done went all the way back to the ancestral realm? We done talked to the ancestors. We done seen ghosts, wizards, and warlocks. And you think you just gonna be able to just run away and she ain't gonna be able to find you or figure out a way to find you? Like, come on, Montrose. We done went all the way back, talk to Mufasa. We was looking up at the sky, my nigga. He was looking back at us. Okay? Like, we did all of this, Montrose, and you talking about go hide. Montrose, go ahead, boy. Go lay down. Like, he get on my nerves. I don't know about y'all, but he just get on my damn nerves. I'm like, you say the most irrational, don't make no sense ass. Boy, cut it. So, I said all that to say, Tick was like, we're going to do this. We're going to protect our family. We're going to use this book. We're going to protect our family. That's the fuck it. Okay, I'm not about to argue with you no more. That's it. And so then we see the music busting, and then we see Black unity, Black love, okay? They going down to the museum vault. They took the short way this time and just went on down the elevator, okay? So they went down the elevator down to the vault, you know, the bottom of the museum. You remember Indiana Jones episode. You feel what I'm trying to say? Exactly. We went to that Wakandan afterlife. Like, we did all of that, y'all. And you mean to tell me you talking about just get your stuff and run away? My choice, if you don't go lay the fuck down somewhere, I know something. So they start pouring salt all around. You know, they start getting it ready to do the spell, doing the blood, you know, the markings of protection all around the space. And she's like telling him, okay, you say the spell twice, and then you reverse it, and then you're going to start back. I don't know. She was giving him the rundown. She was giving him directions on how to do the spell. I was like, let him learn that shit. Baby, let him learn this shit. One thing you ain't gonna tell me is Letty is not a ride or die, okay? Letty was like, you need me to learn this in 2.2 seconds. What spell I need to learn? Tell me right now. That whole say, Mama say, Mama sa, Mama sa, Mama say, Mama sa, Mama sa. Okay, she said, itty bitty mighty mo. I mean, she was getting it. You understand me? Like, she learned what she needs to learn quickly for her man. Okay, so we see, like I said, she telling him what he needs to do. She giving him the rundown. She giving him the directions. And so they start to do the spell, right? And so I like how they put their protection right there. Like, I'm gonna mark this right here, okay? Right by me, okay? This is my personal area, okay? I'm gonna mark this protection right up under my feet. Okay, so the air starts to rush in, and then we get the ancestors, you know, they start coming in, right? So now we got Titus. So Titus come back, he like, what the I was like this. Okay, and here y'all go with this book. What you don't woke me up for? What the hell is going on? And so Titus is like, they bringing him back. If y'all didn't get that, they're bringing him back so that they can get his flesh and blood, so they can have the connection for him and Christina to connect, all three of them to connect. So that's why they gotta like kill him, stab him. That's why they keep trying to jump on him. So he's like, who is this? And Hannah was like, you is the baby, you is the great grandpappy. You is the great grandpappy, okay? You thought he was dead when you tried to sacrifice my son. He's like, why did you bring me back here? Because I need to end it with you, just like, you know, I was supposed to do when you tried to sacrifice my son. So apparently he was going to sacrifice the baby child. They up here, William was walking all over the house telling us that he was so kind to his slaves. He was so kind to his slaves. So y'all automatically knew that he was raping people, and you was just going to do the baby. You was going to kill the baby? The baby ain't even got like full grown adult human amount of blood. So you were just going to kill the baby? Girl, Titus was pure, unadulterated dumpster juice. Trash. I said, kill him over and over again. I was low-key excited that they even brought him back so that we could see his ass get killed, okay? I was like, kill him, please. Please kill him. So he dodged them hoes like, yeah, you know, when they were trying to kill him. And so he gets out of the circle, and Hannah's like, we need to get him back Neo. Okay, they was like, well, damn, we thought the thing was going to keep him in the circle. But Hannah was like, I mean, mind your business. Just get him back right now, okay? She must have skipped that part, Miss Hattie, okay? She must have missed that part. He did call Harry a witch. He called her, he was upset that she had the audacity to even use his magic, which we find out is stolen, okay? So he was out of control. Kill his ass, okay, baby? Shoot him, okay? So he get out, and he appears in the middle of the street, and Christina and Ruby hit him with her car. So I was like, it's just, well, I guess he went to Christina because that's his family member. Because at first I was like, it's just that he's just going to appear in the damn street right in front of their car. Like, that's convenient. But that was his family member. So now I understand why. So he appears in the middle of the street. Christina hits him with the car. Child, she fly out the windshield, out the car. She fly all out the windshield, but she is intact. She is perfectly intact. Like, nothing is wrong with her. But she did jump out that car and run to the car and check on her boo, though. I know she did that. She ran over. She was like, Ruby, are you okay? And Ruby was like, I'm okay. So then we see Titus is like, Them Negroes, not that word, but the other word. Them Negroes, I feel like when I say it, you know what I'm saying? Like it's me saying it, but I'm not going to be Titus saying it because he's not saying it in a way that it should be said. Okay. So I'm just saying that right now. But them Negroes got the book. Okay. I don't know how they got the book, but they got the damn book. And so right as he's saying that, we see that the ancestors have brought him back, right? We got all the girls done linked up. We got Dora, we got Hattie, and we got Harriet. I'm sorry, Lil Harriet / Hannah, okay? So Hannah, Dora, yeah, everybody is there. So they doing the spell, and they got him back in the circle again, and then they trying to attack him, and Tick finally attacks him, and he stabs him, and he's able to cut. Like, first I thought, is he gonna cut his heart out? Cut his heart out. Yeah, okay, do it. Yeah. He jugged him real quick, and he like cut off a piece of his flesh and, you know, his blood or whatever. So he got a piece of that. So we see Letty and Tick, they begin to say the spells, and that's when we see the ancestor starts going back, you know, they start leaving or whatever. So let me read some of these comments. We got Hattie had me cracking up when she told Letty, don't be scared like Hannah, use the book and learn from it. I said, I know, right? She was like, girl, you better, girl, you ain't got time for this. Tick got other stuff to do. What I need for you to do, bitch, is get this book together, okay? Keep yourself together. A wench, honey. A wench, a low down hole. He called her a low down hole. Auntie Grandma, she did. They skipped one of them parts, though. Yes, they did. Give her the cliff notes. Auntie Grandma. I love that her name is Auntie Grandma. Like, I live for this. So, like, that is funny to me. But, yeah, so where am I at? Lady Ticket says the spells the ancestors. Yes, so we see the ladies start to disappear. So we see that Miss Hattie gone. And first we pulled out for one for Miss Hattie, and then last week. And so we see then Miss Hannah goes. So bye Hannah, see you girl. All right, girl. And then we have Tick starts to say the spell so that his mother will go, but you can see that he can't even like really even make that. That hurt my feelings. Like I ain't gonna lie, that touched me in the heart part. I'm not gonna lie. It did. But when he was like, you know, when he couldn't finish the spell, and so his mama will go away or whatever, that shit was sad to me. Oh my God, that was sad. So yeah, that was a moment. I had a moment. And so they all go away. And so now we know what we got to do, right? It's interesting to me how Tick knows that he's going to die this entire episode. Like Letty and Tick know. Like if you listen to the podcast, they said something about he's been running away from death like this entire time. Hey, Lady V. He's been running away from death this entire season, but now this whole episode, he's kind of accepted it, or at some point in this episode, he's accepted the fact that he's going to die. So then we see Hippolyta. She goes to talk to D, and D is laying in the bed like, girl, I am not feeling you, sis. Okay. I just want to say that Hippolyta's hair was the bomb, though. Okay, like they laid her wig, it was cute. So she's upset, obviously, because she left her, and she says she did, but she did that so that she could become what she imagined her to be, so she could become Orethia Blue. And she says, well, D says, well, she's not real. And Hippolyta tells her, I found a place. She says that, okay, hold up, I lost my place. I found a place where I could bring life to her, or bring to life where she could name herself anything she wanted to be. And she went on so many adventures, more adventures than George could dream up. All these adventures, she went on all these different adventures, and she named herself anything she wanted, and she could name herself. She named herself Mother, so that she could come back there and be with her. And she says that she would have come back sooner if she would have known everything that was going on. And Dee says, cut her off. It's like, girl, I don't care about what you coulda, shoulda, woulda, and was gonna do. Okay, I was here by myself, and all this stuff was happening to me. And like, don't even worry about it. She said everything's Jake. I guess that means like, I guess, is that slang in the 50s? I felt like that was 50s slang for like everything cool. Like, go ahead on. And she was like, you couldn't have saved me anyways. And Hippolyta leaves. Now, this part of the series is really interesting to me because this is funny. This is hilarious. But I feel two ways about it. I feel like Hippolyta, as a woman, I don't have kids, right? So as a woman, I understand being bogged down. I understand being somewhere and being in a situation where you feel stifled. You feel like you can't be your full self. You feel like you just want freedom. You feel like you just want to, escape. You feel like people are suppressing you, like you're dimming yourself for other people. I understand that feeling from her. But because I don't have kids, I can't really, I want to have kids. And I think that if I had kids, I don't know if I could live with the guilt of taking the selfish choice to be away from them for however them 200 years she was in, or, whatever years equivalents that she was on Earth 504, right? So I don't know if I could do the guilt with that. But I understand the notion of, being bogged down and wanting to live your life to the fullest potential. But I also saw episode 8 or whatever that was, and I saw her. You like these nails? Thank you, Deidre. I also saw her, go through that, everything that she went through. And that was sad to watch. That was hard to watch a child whose daddy is dead, who mama gone, go through that kind of stuff. So like, it hurt me to watch Dee go through that. And like, I feel her pain. And now we can start to see, I don't know if y'all can see it, but I can definitely see there's like a rage inside of this young girl. Okay. There's a rage inside of her. I don't know if y'all can feel it, but I definitely started to feel it, especially by the time we got to the end of the episode and really before this point, right? So let me look at some of these comments. I see your nails looking red. Yeah, I got some Letty red nails this week. I decided to change it on up, and I wanted a candy red, like a candy color red. So I decided to get this. My nail tech was like, I know exactly the red you need. Don't even tell me, okay? I know what you need. Don't even worry about it. So it sounded like she said, I miss Jake, or everything's Jake. Do y'all know what that reference was to? Because at first I was like, maybe that's slang for the 50s for like everything's cool. That's what it said in the closed caption. It said everything, but that is not necessarily right. So if y'all know what that reference is, please drop that in the comments, okay? So I like this one. And it showed how supportive Letty was, gently doing it for him. Yes, that was good for her. Yes. So we talking about the crew. The crew is talking about leaving, and they're saying they're gonna get. Oh, y'all, I done skipped way down, way past. Let me get to where I'm supposed to be, child. Okay, so. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, I'm right. What am I talking about? I am right. So the crew is at the shop. They're talking about leaving. And how they're gonna get a piece of Christina before they leave. Like I said, Ruby is the person. They break all this down with Montrose, okay? So they need help. So it's only the 3 of them. They cannot call the ancestors for help no more. They can't go to the ancestral plane anymore. So they have to do this on their own. And so they got to get a piece of Christina. So Hippolyta comes down and says, now there's 4 people. I'm going to help you. So then we see Christina show up, and she, shows up in the place she asks. Oh, okay. She shows up to the place, right? And so she's like, I need to talk to you by yourself, Tick. She asked to speak to him alone, but Tick is like, nah, you can say whatever you need to say in front of everybody. So she was like, listen, this isn't generational hate, or, our families are not at war. This is not personal. And Montrose said what all of us were thinking, I think. What the girl, you want to kill me, bitch? What you mean it ain't personal? Like, you trying to kill my son, girl. And she's like, well, I mean, his body has to be used for me to complete this spell. The spell is not going to work without him. Like, nothing. Like, he was just a piece of paper, bitch. Like, he was just, like, he was chopped liver, ho. I was just like, okay, well, it ain't personal. I just need to kill you, because I need to do this spell real quick, And so she says, well, this is the only way I know how to do the spell. This is all the means, with all the means I have at my disposal. So now that she knows they have the book, she's like, well, if you give me the book, I won't kill you. I won't hurt your family. I won't do anything to y'all at all. Just give me the book. And so at this moment, this is critical moment time. He could have been like, you know what? Baby, here go the book. Leave us alone. But he didn't, and I was good. I was glad. I feel like at this point, he knew he was going to die, okay? And I think maybe he was holding on to a teach, but he knew that he was going to die at this point, because he says, no, I'm not giving you no damn book, girl. I ain't giving you nothing. And so you can see her ass is pissed. And as she walks out of the house, she says, mama say, mama say, mama kusai. Okay. And then take the cane, the market cane, the market cane off of Letty. Okay. She says, alakaboola, bitchakaboola, bippity boppity boo. That's what she said. And so the market cane came off. Letty, and so she ain't in pain or nothing. She just was a little painful for it to come off. So she's not invulnerable anymore. So as the lady comes in, we see some black. Oh, as Letty comes home, we see that some black people have bought a house across the street. Did y'all see that? So that means that her pioneering has worked. Now we see that other black people are moving in that community. You remember all the racism and all the things she had to go through? Now some other people are living in the neighborhood. I was like, come on, yes, let's move in. Let's do this. Not a taint. She did. Here you go again, Nick. I want you to do your own review, Nick, because I feel like I will watch it, okay? Kente cloth dress. She absolutely had her a collection, honey. She had her Instagram African dress. She had her Instagram dress on. She showed it, okay? So, like I said, some black people done bought a home across the street. We're happy. Black people moving in the neighborhood. So we see that when they walk through the door, the mark of protection was kind of fading a little bit. I was like, y'all better cut somebody's arm. Y'all better find a goat, bitch. And get this back together, okay? So when they get home, Tick decides he want to make a phone call to the Drake Hotel, and he asks for G.I. to meet with him. I was like, gosh, here we go. I said, here we go with the shit. Okay, so you ain't took Letty to no restaurant yet. You ain't took Letty to no restaurant yet. Why you couldn't meet her? Why you couldn't meet her at the corner? Why you couldn't meet her at the park? Why you had to meet her at a bar? You ain't took Letty nowhere but to the bed and to the bathroom, okay? So I just wanted to say that. But we're going to continue to move on. So he needs to speak to G.I. He tells G.I. when they get to the restaurant that, hey, a man was approaching her, first of all. And she was like, are you willing to die to me? Because if you willing to die, we can go ahead and make this happen, okay? Because you kind of aggravating. You probably could go anyway. You know what I'm saying, baby? But that was funny to me. That was hilarious. Side note, G.I.'s red dress and the little red hat was giving me what I needed to get. You understand what I'm saying? Bitch, you better do it. Letty ain't getting not one damn day. Not one day. Do you hear me? Not one. B-Lo. I can't see it. How did he even know she was at the hotel? That's a good ass question. How did he know if she really loved him? I don't know. Okay? I don't know, y'all. But that shit pissed me off. I was looking like, you ain't took Letty nowhere but to the corner store, nigga. Okay? Like, I'm confused. Okay? So he's like, as soon as he sat down, he was like, what I told you, what we had, it was real. I'm not even going to lie to you. It was real. I denied it. So that I would have to deny everything, including what you saw. So he was saying, I would have to deny the fact that you saw me and said I was going to die, you know what I'm saying, as well or whatever. So I was just like, damn, I mean, that's true. So, baby, when I tell y'all Tick started talking that jail talk, baby, if I know something, he hit that player moves. He started talking that jail talk. Man, he say, listen. Hold up. Let me find it because I got to be right. He said, I know you only wanted to help me. I was wrong for the way I spoke to you the last time that I saw you, girl. She said, you know what? I was trying to make myself feel better because my mama, my Uma, she died recently. And so, she was starting to love me like a real mother. And, I had met you and now all my feelings are gone. So once you started calling, like, I don't know what I expected when I got here. Okay. He said, I know how you feel, baby. Okay. That's called grief. When you lose somebody, you lose a part of yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And so me and you, we connected because I intertwine destinies. They intertwine like this. You hear me? Like this, him. Like this, him. Make us family. Okay? Because I'm going to take you from the pineapple to the big apple. You understand what I'm saying? Because we are family like a giant tree growing up to the sky. Y'all see how I tied that in? Tie that in, okay? I was like, this nigga is talking like a straight pimp. When did T get all this game? Baby, he laid that shit down. If I can't tell you, if that wasn't jail talk, bitch, watch Love After Lockup. Okay, and tell me I'm lying. That was jail talk, baby. He said we a family. And I need all my hoes to work together. Okay? All my hoes got to work in conjunction to make everything function. You feel what I'm trying to say? Okay? He straight pimped her ass. I was like, God, he got her on the team quick as hell. Like, he did. He touched her hands. I ain't like that. Okay? I was like, I don't like how I felt about that one. And she was like, okay. So she said she went to a shaman. She, asked her about what she saw. And she said, well, listen, you don't need to be worried about these humans can do, baby. You ain't no human, baby. Don't be worried about these people. Okay? Fuck these people. Okay? That's what she said. That nigga gonna die and you gonna go into the darkness. And he was like, well, I don't believe her, girl, because you let me know that we can make a choice. We could be monsters or we could be heroes. Yes, Nick. In conjunction. I need all my hoes work in conjunction to make everything function, baby. Okay, so come and join the team, baby. We is a family. Okay? Like a giant tree. You understand me? Boy, this boy is talking that jail talk. If I know something, you hear me? So we see Ruby and Letty. They're at their mother's grave, and she's telling her that she was in jail. That's why she did not come to the funeral. And she said she done beat herself up about it. Don't beat her up about it. She's beat herself up, and she said she was kind of relieved because she didn't want to go. And Ruby was basically like, well, bitch, I didn't want to go either. But that's my mama. No, y'all. She was like, our mama was hard to deal with, but at the end of the day, she was our mom. And she was like, girl, that ain't enough for me, girl. Like, I don't even know what a family is. Fuck around with my mama. Okay, like, she was a bad example. I don't even know what it is. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. This a man staying in my house. He ain't got no job. I'm pregnant. Okay? He out here holding hands and telling other people it was real. Like, girl, we're trying to figure out what's life. Okay? So she says that family is acceptance. It's obligation, it's willingness to sacrifice everything that is necessary in order to protect it. Okay? So excuse me, y'all. I'm drinking that Prosecco. Got me a little, got a little, okay, I'm a burp cute. All right. And she says, we need to learn the magic. She says, you was right. We need to learn the magic. And she pulls out the book of names. We're going to use this magic. We're going to bind Christina's magic with this spell, but we need a part of her body in order to do it. And so she says, you're the only one who can get close enough to her so that we can, get this. And so she says, you're my sister, and I need my sister to choose to be my family right now. Okay. And so, she says, because Atticus is so hard not to do well. Basically, she says, Ruby replies and says, you've been doing family so wrong that you didn't even know that you're still doing it wrong, sis. The only time you want to be my sister, girl, is when you need something from me. And you know what, ho? You might sound different. You might feel like you being different, baby. But you ain't no different. This sound like the same old stuff to me. And I was like, Ruby, now you down bad. Now I know that, Letty be doing stupid stuff and you be, what I'm saying, owing her, but like she owe you money. Like, I get it. Like, she's a trifling sister. Like, I get that. But at the same time, girl, this is life and death. And I'm just saying, like, you gonna go to the Trump family? So you gonna go to Ivanka Trump? That's what you gonna do? Okay. You gonna go over there? This what we doing. I hope y'all voted. Side note, okay, I hope y'all voted. Please vote, #vote. I voted on Friday. So I'm just like, damn, Ruby. Okay. So she just walk away from her. She starts to walk away because, you know, she loved to have a grand exit. And Letty was like, wait a minute. There's some more things that you need to know. So I'm supposed she's going to tell her everything that's been going on. So we see D, she's sitting down. Y'all, I'm a little, like I said, the rage that's building up inside. Okay. I was like, girl, it's scared me a little bit because she had the newspaper and it was like white people faces. And I don't know if y'all noticed that, but she was like scratching their faces out, with the pen with her good arm. I'm going to hell for that, okay? With her good arm. So we see a comic book slide under the door and we see the comic of, you know, of her, of Hippolyta going and Woody in the spaceship and, you know, the little aliens and all that good stuff, right? So she comes into the room and she's like, how did you do this? How did you learn how to draw? And Hippolyta's like, our artist showed me how to do it so that I could show you how to do it. And so she says, come with me. I want to show you something. So she takes her hand. They start to walk in the other room and she starts to talk about time. People think of time as a physical manifestation, but it's really like so many things in our minds. We get fixated on moments and stuck in them, but time never stops, Pumpkin. She says, I know you're angry with me and you have a right to be angry. But this moment will pass. I'll make sure of it, just like I will make sure that you draw again. And she says, well, how you going to do that? What you going to do? And she says, come with me. So she brings her into a room. And then we see the look of amazement on Dee's face. We hear a lot of things clinking and clanking and clinking. So I'm just going to assume, I'm going to assume that they're giving us, this is when the robot arm is made for her. Because my problem with the whole the whole D storyline was, okay, we want D to have the bionic arm or whatever that's reaching her back, but that would mean she would have to be somewhat in the future because my mom was born in 1955 and she's 65 years old. So like it's 2020. It's not like you get no robot arms in 2020. You feel what I'm trying to say? So I was like, okay, well, how are they going to make that work? How are they going to make it make sense? And now we see that, okay, she definitely is what a lot of you thought. A lot of the people are thinking that she has the robot arm. She was the one who reached and gave Tick the book and pushed him back into this present time or whatever. So I thought that was cool. So now we've seen them some things clinking around. And I'm like I said, I'm just going to assume this is when her robot arm either got made, started to get made, or was made. And then for the rest of the episode, I was like, well, if she made the arm like they was in the shop talking one time, they was in a car, well, she did have on a jacket. So maybe she was just hiding what they had been creating. It's not no reason for her to hide it. You know, they're all family or whatever. So, you know, so let me look. Cheryl says Dee was scratching all the faces of those acquitted in the murder of her friend. Oh, okay, that's what she was doing, scratching out the people who was acquitted in the murder of Emmett Till. And I don't know if y'all know, but Emmett Till's killers got acquitted, and then maybe like a year, I think, later after they got acquitted, or a month. It was a short time after. They all basically admitted that they did it, and because of double jeopardy, they could not be tried again. So that was messed up. So we see Ruby and Christina in the basement, and she's asking her what she's doing or whatever. And so Christina's kind of like teaching her the rhyme and reason about spells. What do you need? You need intention, you need a location, you need the body, you need to combine all this with an incantation, and those are the elements of magic. And so she tells her the first time she created the potion, it was on the bridge when Lancaster shot William because she used the energy. That was the energy that she used. William was the body. She had the incantation, right? And so she had everything that she needed. So she says that she has to use parts of his blood, flesh, and hair from William, and that's why she has to keep him comatose. She has to keep him somewhat alive to a certain degree to be able to harvest like blood that's actually running through his veins, right? So she says, Ruby was like, I'm just trying to figure out when you got all that from me. And then she's like, oh, I remember when they were having sex and, you know, all your blood and everything just fell off of your body, right? So she's like, or during the one or many times they was going back and forth, right? I'm sure she got some blood from her. So she says, she's showing her all this stuff in the book. This is Christina. She's showing her all these things in the book about spells. You can make them bigger. You can change the elements for different incantations, but there's millions of ways they can be right, or there's millions of ways they can be slightly off. And so she says, you're worried your spell won't work. And Christina is worried that her spell won't work. And she's like, your spell is gonna work. So she like gas her up a little bit, and then she goes to kiss her. And Christina is like, have you ever done this before? And she says no. And this is like being with a woman as a woman. I was like, it was about time they was with each other as like themselves and not as other people, which was kind of weird. So yeah, it's her first time, and so they go to kissing, and I guess they're gonna go ahead and do the grown people. Okay. So oh, shout out to everybody. I'm drinking Crevassier lemonade and Prosecco. It's called a Derrick 75. It's that they make them at Phil and Derrick's in Houston. And I'm making it at the house. It's just good as hell. These new arms definitely came from the future and not for the 99 and the 2000. Right. Definitely 2050 technology. Exactly, Mr. Reed Stanley. Exactly. So I'm like how they fixed that and they tied it in. Because when I was thinking like, well, my mama was born in the 50s and she's 65 years old. Like, you know that little girl on that picture that we see that gets walked into the school with the police, Ruby Bridges, she's 65 too. Y'all like, she ain't that old, y'all. So then we see Letty and Atticus. They're at church and they're about to get baptized. So you can tell that he's kind of emotional already. I mean, this boy was crying the whole damn episode. Okay, he is emotional, which it was plenty of reasons for him to cry. I just want to make that statement. But he did cry a lot this episode. So even Letty come out, she like, you gonna be all right? You know, you need a moment. And he says, I need a whole lifetime. Oh, baby. That line made me sad. It pinched me right there. When he said, I said, oh, he touched her stomach. That was very sad. So she tells him that we're going to be okay. And he says, you don't have the invulnerability anymore. And she said, God is going to protect us. I said, okay, I was like, come on. God is going to protect you. Okay, 100%. God going to protect you, baby. So she says that all this time she's been searching for her faith. And so she should have been discovering it in herself. And she said that's because where he is, he's in all of us. He's in Tick, he's in me, and he's going to be in our child. And she has to believe in them. And he kisses her. And it was just such a beautiful moment. When you talk about it on the podcast, they talk about how they wanted them to have a moment of commitment with each other. Because obviously we don't want to see them get married because damn Tick gonna die. Okay. So they wanted them to have a moment of intimacy. They wanted them to have a moment of, you know, commitment. And they thought about what is a commitment that you can make that's not marriage, right? So getting baptized, you know, renewing yourself or whatever is another commitment you can make. And especially with Letty, with her journey, with her faith and her mom, you know, she talked about how her mom was religious and all those types of things. So I thought that was a beautiful moment between the two of them, okay? So then we see Atticus he's kind of fixing the sign, and you know, he turns around and he kind of gazes over his family and just you know, looks at everybody. And at this moment, I feel as if he reconciled that he's going to die and that he's willing to die for these people. Like you can just see it kind of wash over him. Everybody is working together for the good. Even Dee was out there. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's here. My family is here. They would do anything to protect me. They're out here going to risk their life to protect me. And I'm going to do everything I can to protect them. And I felt like that was really conveyed just through him turning around, y'all, and looking at his family. The actor is amazing. So Deidre says, actually, 2000 Tech, my friend who was in the Gulf War has an arm like that. It was $50,000. But yeah, I love his Terminator. $50,000. Whoa. Well, if it was $50,000 in 2000, then, you know, I'm sure they make it. They probably got some arms that low-key look like human arms. They can put some fake skin on it and make it look, you know, child, get out of here. Side note, y'all, I did watch this whole program about like androids and stuff and how they build androids. And the one lady was saying that she was kind of scared because they was getting to the point where they're like, hey, Justice Now. Hey, from Canada, how y'all doing? And they were saying that she was so scared because the government like weaponizes things once they build them, and they were getting to be so good that even she was a little bit like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like the robots looking real human. So, okay, so we see that, let's get back to the story. Hold up. So she says you need to believe in them. We hear Nina Simone, I'm blessed. And like I said, beautiful moment. So like I said, he sees the whole family. They're working together. They're in the room. They're getting ready for everything and getting ready to go out of time. He says, all right, let's get ready. So he puts on the pack. They pack in the car. This was a beautiful moment. Y'all notice that we had the entire cast in the vehicle except for Christina. She was the only one who wasn't in the vehicle. So they get ready to go, and as they're walking up, the last moment, Ruby shows up, and Ruby is like, she gives her the potion. Okay, and so they hug for a minute, and then we know that Ruby joins them for the trip. So it was a nice moment. I was so paranoid. I don't know about y'all, but this show got me so paranoid that when they was riding in the car, I was low-key nervous the whole time that something horrible was going to happen, because Black joy is a revolutionary, honey. The fact that they could have a moment of joy when all of this stuff was going on, I thought that was beautiful. But yeah, I was nervous the whole time. Like, they're going to run into a visible wall. They finna get in a car accident. Somebody going to die. Oh my God. I think Misha Green be playing with us. So they all singing Shaboom in the car, honey. Even Gia was getting it, because you know Gia, like I said, she's part of the family now. You understand what I'm trying to say? So Gia, everybody in the car, they singing Shaboom, honey. Shaboom. Okay, come on, Shaboom. I'm in it. Hey, y'all, coming in late, but I'm here. Make sure you like April Dawn's video. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, y'all. Make sure you like it. Okay, we got 122 in the chat. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Make sure you comment, like the video, and all that. We're going to keep on going. So they driving down the road. It was a nice, happy moment. I'm glad that we had that happy moment before shit got real. Okay, because shit finna get real in a second. So we have arrived at Artem, and we see that Montrose and Tig, they're getting close to where they need to be. And so they start setting up like the little spell. He put some salt, baby, with some salt poured in this episode. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they start to pour the salt or whatever, and getting ready to do the binding spell. And Atticus have to eat that piece of flesh. And thank God, this is the only time I'm glad Montrose had some liquor nearby, because he had to eat that piece of flesh and drink Christina's blood from the little vial or whatever. So he give him some liquor to wash it down with, and he like, all right, son, I'm gonna see you on the other side. I said, well, it is what it is. So thank you, Deidre. I was like, listen, I knew something was gonna happen. It said, me too, April. I thought a train was gonna hit them or a plane was gonna drop from the sky. I promise you, I was like, something bad is gonna happen. Like, I literally was like, oh my God, something gonna happen, because they just too happy, bitches. They just too happy. What's gonna happen? So as Tick begins to make his walk up to the ruins, we see that he's arrived, and all the little townspeople in the village, they start to come out, and you know, they like, you know, you know, they start coming out like this. So they start coming out, and they start to take his stuff off of him and take his clothes off of him. And he just walked right up, and he know what's about to happen, right? And so we see this big machine. They're going to put him on, the same one we saw in the vision. And, you know, they're about to hang him high and spread him wide, honey. He hung his head. That's love. My God, okay? He even took off his dog tags. I thought that was significant. He took off his dog tags and put them in his pocket. Like, I was sad. I was like, I know what's about to happen, baby. I was sad. So I was like, how did I know that song, baby? They must have been a worldwide hit, okay? So high up in the tower, sitting high and looking low, is Letty and Miss Ruby. So they up there talking. Oh, Lord, wait a minute. I lost my place. Okay, so, okay. Sitting high and looking low in the tower is Letty and Ruby. They putting protection symbols all over the place, you know, all over the tower. We also see Hippolyta putting some, and Montrose, you know, they running the salt. They putting the protection, you know, the symbols. They putting it all over the place, right? And so we see they're talking, and Ruby is like, well, what if Christina starts her spell early? And Letty is like, she doesn't need to, she can't start it early. She needs the moon to be high. It needs to be the witching hour, right? And so she says, well, come on, let's go. Let's get to the bridge. And so Ruby is like, well, you know, despite everything, the ride here was nice. I feel like I finally understand the pull of family for the first time. And that's when we realized that Ruby is Christina. Letty realized that. I was like, oh, this is Christina. So Letty says, well, I'm really glad you decided to help me at the cemetery. So she's you know, she disagreed. She didn't want to help her at the cemetery. So she says, oh, of course I would do anything for my sister. And this was the giveaway that she didn't, that this is damn Christina. So Christina even realizes this, and she pulls up and is like, girl, I saw Ruby trying to steal the potion. And at the same time, like I said, we see the villagers. They coming towards Gia and Hippolyta, okay, and Montrose. So they got them like cornered, right? They in between. And then we go back and we see Letty and Ruby. So they all start to fight at the same damn time. And let me tell you something. Letty was holding it down for a pregnant hoe. You was holding it down, baby, but Ruby got your ass. I was like, Ruby finna beat your ass, girl. She finna beat it. Like, she finna woo, my God, she finna beat your ass. Okay, so like they was fighting. They fighting, honey, just punching each other. DDT and bitch. I mean, they was like really fighting. Like, yeah, bitch, like, you know what I'm saying? Like hammer time. Like they was fighting. And then we had outside, we had Hippolyta. Hippolyta was back here beating ass. She was doing the heavy lifting. I was like, Gia, now you got 9 tails. Now, Gia, now why none of the 9 tails didn't come out, Gia? Do you understand what I'm trying to say, G? The 9 tails, they didn't come out. We needed the 9 tails to come right on out at this moment. You getting your ass beat. So, you know, and Macho's just getting knocked out. I was like, Macho, why you here, Macho? Like, your job was to pour goddamn salt. That's all he did was pour salt the whole night, okay? But this nigga can't fight nobody. So they all getting their ass beat. Letty getting her ass beat. And, you know, Letty gets her, she kicks her down into like this a trap door or whatever. So she like hanging on, you know, Ruby is hanging on. And so Ruby kicked them up a leg over. Ruby kicked that leg over like this. Okay, she kicked that leg over, honey. She got up and she go to boxing. She boxed the Letty and she just threw that hoe out the window like some groceries, bitch. She just threw that hoe like she was throwing some trash in the dumpster. I said, well, damn. Okay. Damn, girl, like, this what we doing? So we see Letty. Oh, she falls to the ground. Bam. She falls to the ground. And I was like, Letty is dead. Oh my God. She's dead, girl. Oh my goodness. And Ruby just look at her over the balcony like, bitch, you dead. You dead, girl. But she's not really dead. We're going to find that out later. So in child neglect news, okay, I was mad as hell when I seen D-ass in that car. I said, y'all ain't have nobody. D. So you mean to tell me you've been gone for 1,000, 200, 400, 500 years, and now you're going to come back, and the first day you back, you going to leave the girl in the car by herself? Okay. So, D. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. So she's sitting in the car minding her black business. Do you understand me? She's just reading a book. Now she got flashlights on in the woods and they trying to do some secret stuff, but she a child. We not thinking that advanced. So she reading the book, and the book is also saying that if they're ever gonna get through to the hierarchy of like warlocks, that they're gonna have to shed blood that is not their own. And so then we see the Slogger approach the vehicle and try to kill her, baby. He had 75,000 teeth, and then he had worms and snakes inside of his mouth underneath the teeth, and everything was coming out. It was a lot, okay? And then we see the Black Slogger was like, bam, bitch. I was like, oh, yes, get him. Okay, do it. And then was the Black Slogger, was he bigger? Like, I feel like he was bigger than the other Sloggers, the pale one, okay? Now, I'm feeling like I was just bigger and better. Like, the Black Slogger was beating ass, okay? And so, you know, he jumps over, he handled it. And D like, shit, what's going on? What is going on? So we see Christina arriving to the ceremony. She have her first communion dress on, okay? She have her christening dress on. And she comes down to Tick, and she look at the contraption, and she just swiped that nigga around and said, well, you know, y'all had a good little plan. I mean, your little plan was cute. I mean, y'all was going to hijack my spell and everything. It would have worked if you had left Ruby out the plan. But then we see the villagers, they bring in Gia and they bring in Hippolyta and Montrose, right? So they done got, you know, at the end, they lost the battle. Because did I tell you Hippolyta was beating ass? Because Hippolyta was beating ass. Okay, I just wanted to say that again if I didn't say that. So, but she didn't beat enough ass, clearly, because they got caught. So Christina was like, okay. So he says, well, where's Letty or something like that. So she's like, she just looked at him like, Letty. Okay. She says, well, I told Ruby. Hold up. Letty. And Christina looks at him like basically she's dead. So she says, he's done all of this to protect his family. This is my notes. He's done all this to protect his family, and he's very upset by this. So the moon starts to rise, and then they start to do the ceremony. So we see Letty's body, and then we also see Christina has completely sliced Tick's biceps. Sliced Tick's biceps. Like from the rooter to the tutor, bitch. I said, I know you lying. From the beginning to the end, from the alpha to the omega. I said, oh my God, he is gonna die. It's not no way he gonna make it out of this. I said, damn. When she slashed his arm, I said, golly. Thank you to Nubian Hippie for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. So she started to wash herself in his blood. She's saying the spell or whatever. And so at the same time, Letty is just crawling up. She's crawling. She's crawling, y'all. Just, she just barely making it. So she did run too. She had ran too. She ran and then she crawled, or she crawled and she ran. She was whatever. She made it there for her man. Okay, so he see her at the last minute and he's like, and she's like, and so it gave him a little peace. And baby, they hung him high. They spread him wide. He hung his head. For me, he died. That's love. That's love. I said, they drained his ass like. When she sliced his, oh my God. When she sliced his arms, I said, bitch, it's over. It's over for him. It's over. So Letty run up and she stabbed him like, yeah, okay. And Christina was like, girl, you too late, girl. I'm already immortal, sis. Like, I'm already immortal, girl. You know what time it is. And so then we see Letty start doing. She say, "Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa. Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa. Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa. Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa. Woo! Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa. Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa." You understand what I'm saying? So she started saying that, and then the black clouds started rising. The black clouds started rising. Okay, and so Hippolyta and Gia like, I didn't know we was gonna be doing all of this. Okay. Shout out, hold up, let me stop one more time. JoJo baby, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I haven't watched the show yet, so I can't watch this review, but I want to support. I love the channel. Thank you so much. Yes, go watch the show and come back and watch the reviews. Okay, we had a great time. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate you. So, baby, the black cloud started forming, right? It's circling, right? And Gia was like, I thought I was going from the Big Apple to the Pineapple, bitch. I didn't know I was gonna be out here. Okay, like what the fuck? And so she was like, she started thinking, because Hippolyta said it ain't gonna work unless they all connected, girl. It gotta work. You know, it ain't gonna work. Because Christina's like, girl, I don't even know why you trying it, girl. She was like, girl, like she was like, girl, it's not working, sis. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. But she was like, so Letty is like, bitch, Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa. Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa. Okay, so she like going in. And so not Letty up. Gia was like, okay, I remember. She was like, do you remember? I promise you I need help. So she started remembering back to when the shaman told her that she was going to be able to, go into the darkness. She had to go into the darkness. And so she sees a dark cloud. And so she's like, bing. So she steps into the cloud and she released the prongs, right? She released the tail, not the prongs. She released the tails. Released the tails, okay? So she released the tails and they come out and like they attached to it. He wrap around Tick, they wrap around Christina, and so now they have the connection, and so you know they connected, they in conjunction, bitch, so everything can function. You see how I tied that in? I brought that back to you, okay? Everybody is in conjunction so that the spell can function. And Letty is like, Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa, Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa, Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa, Mama say, Mama sa. So she is getting it. And baby, everything just explodes. Oh, I'm a bad. Hold up. I missed my notes, y'all. I done got outside of my notes. Wait a minute. So we start seeing all the memories. We see when Tick and Diana was playing with the little, he kind of introduced her to the Sloggeth, right? So, excuse me, he introduced her to the Sloggeth. So we see them kind of like petting. We see Ruby in a comatose state. So Ruby is dead. So we're going to pour one out for Ruby. Okay. Pour one out for my nigga Ruby because, I mean, she's dead, but this is magic. So, you know, she can come back. You know what I'm saying? She can come back at any time. Basically, she can come back. They got the magic now. So, you know, we got the magic. Okay, so they can make Ruby come back, but we're going to pour one out for her just now, just in case. Okay? So we see them going back to saying the family has protected the book for generations, and you know all these different flashbacks are happening, right? And so hold up, it was something else I saw too, and Christina catching Ruby. We did see Christina catching Ruby trying to take the potion. I'm assuming right before she killed her. We see Tick and Diana with the Sloggeth. We see that the baptism. He remembers the baptism and all that stuff. So everything explodes with energy, and at the end, we see Christina, she's crushed or underneath some boulders and she's in pain, but that hole is so sterile and dry, like you can't even tell she in pain. She's like, oh my God, my chest, it hurts. I don't know. It kind of feels like pain, but I don't know. Christina was taking me out, and so she trying to do a spell. She like, Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa, Mama say, Mama sa, Mama ku. Mama say, Mama stop. Mama kusa. It ain't working. And Letty walks up her and she said, it ain't gonna work. That's what she said, okay? she said, basically, she was like, you binding me for magic? And she said, not just you, girl. All the evil white people in the world, all the white people, period. All the nice white people, them people too. All them people. None of y'all can't do it. You done messed it up for everybody, girl. Nobody can't do it no more. So then we see, like I said, Hannah saying the spell, or Dora saying the spell that Hannah came up with is going to change everything. And we see the, Hattie telling her the book has been protected for generations, and that falls on you to protect the magic now. So Letty was really like clutch. You know what I'm saying? And so, yes, that was another thing, Mr. Stanley, that I want to say, Mr. Reed Stanley. This is good. Let me show this comment. So when we saw the flashbacks, or G.I. was seeing his memories or whatever, his life, we saw that Ruby, or Christina, really is Ruby, but it's Christina, gave Letty back her invulnerability, because you remember that she did promise Ruby that she would never hurt her sister. And so I think that's what solidifies for me that even though Christina is an evil hoe, she's not unlike every other character on this show that wants to have it all. You want to have the person you love, and you want to be able to be invulnerable or whatever you're trying to do, and you can't have it all. It's just never going to work that way. You're not able to have it all. So I do think that she actually had genuine feelings for Ruby, and she tried to honor her by, because I think she was pissed at her. She was low-key pissed at Lady for making her have to kill Ruby. So I feel like she tried to honor her by not, like I said, by not killing her sister, by not hurting her sister. So she does give her the invulnerability back. So we don't want to skip that part. So after everything is over with, we see Montrose runs up to Tick. This was very sad to me. Anytime in a movie will somebody be like, wake up, Jimmy. Jimmy, get up. Get up, Jimmy. We about to go. Jimmy, little Jimmy. And so he was like, Atticus, get up. Come on, Atticus, stop playing with me, baby. Get up. We finna go to the store. Get up, baby. Get up. I was like, he dead, baby. He dead. He is dead, honey. He is dead, 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 dead. So they have like sort of a funeral procession of sorts, right? So he got, all the ladies, his women's, plus Hippolyta, they're carrying his body. And I heard on the podcast that they had did it with some sandbags or something, and so they tried it with Jonathan, and they said that it was a lot different. Or Journey was saying it was so much different, and she said I was tore up, like I was crying, like I was upset. And so we see that Hippolyta gives Montrose a letter that Tick wrote her, and while they're walking him, and like I said, when he's doing the letter, that's when I was sad as hell, girl. I was crying my eyes out when that letter was reading it. So he just says, I hope that you will forgive me for one more secret. He says, I knew you wouldn't accept it, but it had to be done in order to protect our family, to protect us all. There's neither happiness nor misery in the world. There's only the comparison of one state with another. And he says, this is Dumas's words from The Kind of Mighty Crystal, if y'all didn't catch that. He said, the best experience, basically, the best thing is to be able to experience supreme happiness. And that's what he wants for his father, Montrose. He wants him to have supreme happiness. He says, teach my son the new ways of living instead of repeating what we've been going through. Now, this was just so good to me, okay? He says, you will have a second chance to be a father. Do not waste it. Baby, I was like, ugly cry. Ugly cry. Ugly cry. So then we see Christina once again, and she's under the boulders, and Diana comes upon her with her Sloggeth pet, okay? And so now we get to see that Diana has the robot arm. So the robot arm comes out, and she says they still haven't learned. And so she bends down. So I think that she's recounting the words that she read in the book earlier, which is, in order for y'all to be whatever it is you want to be, it's other blood that's going to have to be slaughtered. I think that we're seeing Diana go to maybe a darker place because, like I said, she still has a lot of rage inside of her because of what happened to her friend, because her mama left her, because her arm is gone and now she got a damn robot arm, but she is able to use that. So part of me thought that. Another part was like, maybe Diana has some more wisdom that we don't know about. Maybe Diana has seen something. Maybe her mom has visited another dimension somewhere that we don't know about. And she has some more knowledge than we have access to. But she takes Christina's neck and she crushed that whole neck like a damn grape. Okay, she just was like, you evil bitch. And she popped her neck like a cherry, and I was happy. I didn't feel bad about it. In the podcast, they talked about how the young generation, they make the moves. Like, this generation is like, nah, fam. You know what I mean? Like, nah, we might have let you live if it was my generation, but maybe this young generation was like, nah, fam, we not about to let you live. We just gonna go ahead and kill you. We gonna go ahead and take you out now because we don't want you to come back. We don't want you to be season 2. Christina the bitch is back. No. But they did lose me. Well, one thing I'm gonna say is that Dee is very young. Okay. So she's a young teenager. I think she only like 11, 12. She don't strike me as no more than 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay, well, I mean, I understand why she's doing it, and I'm not mad at her for doing it, but I was like, this is a dark turn because she popped that girl head and that blood squirted out the back. I said, well, damn. So it's a dark turn for me, for her character. So that was the end of the episode, y'all. I felt like this season finale, like I said, it tied up. This story is tied up. They can literally do an anthology. And I think that would be the best move instead of trying to continue on something or redredge up characters, because the source material is used up, it's gone. So they can just move on to another story. There's lots of Lovecraft material I'm sure that they can work with to bring correlations in, and you can just tell a different story. Maybe we can talk about Dee, because Dee is militant. Okay, she's militant now. She's got a militant attitude. I did have to check my own self because Misha Green said, okay, she's 14. Yeah, 13, 14, that sound about right. So let me put this comment. The whole thing really did come full circle. Tick, Montrose, and everybody else redeemed themselves from their past. Tick by sacrificing himself, Montrose with his grandson, and Hippolyta with returning. Yep, absolutely. I agree with you. So, like, I feel like I said, her journey would be interesting to see. I would like to see what's going to happen to Dee. Like, that's the question that I have. Another question that I have is about Ruby. I would wonder if they had a season 2, could they bring her back? Is it possible? We have the magic now, so it is possible, I think, to bring her back. Like, nobody has to die. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there's like a time limit on that or whatever. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure. So watch Supernatural. Do I watch Supernatural? I have not watched. Well, I have watched some episodes. I know it's been on for years and years and years and years. I remember when it first came on. So I have watched it before, but I'm not like a regular watcher of the show. Mello said, explains why the white people were rioting in the future. Without magic, the white people became the marginalized and oppressed. That makes sense. That makes absolute sense. Yep. So, yeah, perfect way to end it. Yeah, like you said, if they ended it now, I wouldn't be mad. Like, if they ended it now, I would be okay with that, because truth be told, y'all, when these shows go into second and third and the fourth season, something happens after season 3 of these shows. You know what I mean? Like, and so I'd rather it end on this note and we can just imagine what's going to happen versus to continue to go on and trying to drudge up the same storyline. Just go on with the new storyline. Do something new with it. You know, take it on Let's See Diana or whatever. So let's talk. What y'all want to talk about? Let's talk. I would love for them to create another story with the same actors but playing different characters. Yeah, that would be great. Like American Horror Story type vibe, right? They switch up the story, use the same actors. And Tick is not truly dead due to exactly. And and like I said, they have the Ancestral plane. They can go visit him if they want to. I'm sure they could see him, Tick, if they wanted to see him or whatever. That's why she said it's not the end, it's a beginning. So I agree with you on that one. Nobody really dead on this show, to be honest with you. Hell, Christina ain't even really dead. We don't know that for sure either, because somebody else might walk up on her and you know, cast her some magic. And it'd be a black person too. Because I think Misha Green did say she wanted to explore the idea of like black people being the protagonist and the antagonist. So she might play with our emotions and have Dee being on the other side, or Dee turns dark or something like that. That's exactly what I was thinking, happening more patterned after AHS. You know, by Freeman's. Okay, them Freeman's is baby. The whole family gone. Okay. Yeah, an anthology would be dope, I think. Yeah, I don't think they could get him back full-time either. Jonathan is a full-time actor. He's going to be in a Marvel movie. I think he's going to be in the Ant-Man. I think that's what the people are saying. So he's big budget now. He's going to be a big-time actor. And what happened with George when Hippolyta left him? Okay. Is he still on the other planet? Where is George, baby? She left him in the other dimension, the multiverse, in another universe. Or I want to know what happened to the other white people who were there. Like, where are they? Like, where are the villagers? Yeah, I saw something else they were talking about. They haven't explained to us what part the villagers play in this whole thing. Do they know what's going on? Like, what benefit do they get from just being in the damn village? Or do they forget everything? You know, like, how does that work? And all the white people that were there at the ceremony, like you said, where did they go? Did they just disappear? Did they just die? Were they bound to? Because you know how, like in Samuel's, or maybe, because you know, like Samuel, when Samuel died, everybody that was bound to him, they died too. You remember how they all died? And so maybe that's what happened when Christina died. All these people died because they were bound to her or whatever. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? But I love how this show doesn't explain everything to us. They kind of let us kind of figure some things out. When he laid in his mama lap and didn't want to die, baby, that took me out. That was sad. And we still don't know who the woman in the bed was to Tick. Yeah, I don't think that she's an important person, but you know, you never know, child. Mama went and got her a baby arm. Show the fuck did. Got her a baby arm, honey. How Hip gonna be late and leave her husband? I want to know. Make it make sense, beloved. I was so upset that George ain't show up last night. I was too. The IMDb was wrong. Okay, they had him in several more episodes, but I think it was just incorrect because he was only in one more episode. Yeah, one more after he died. Like he died. In the book, he don't die, y'all, though. In the book, Uncle George don't die. And nobody dies in the book, I don't think. I think everybody make it out alive. I don't even think Tick dies in the book. I could be wrong, though, because I haven't read the book. If y'all read the book, let me know. So that monster is tied to the Freeman family line. Yes, D and Baby George. Yep. This is like their little, pet monster that they control. And like I said, I was glad that they showed us that Tick had introduced the monster to D basically, and they was kind of petting him, so he was familiar with her. So really, when she was in the car alone, she was never really alone because the Sloggers was there to protect her or whatever. Was Dora sleeping with bro brothers and why? Baby, listen, Miss Dora tried to slide over that shit like she wasn't doing it with brothers, talking about they both had a piece of my soul, and if I would have accepted that, girl, what is you saying, baby? What do you mean? Make it plain for us, Dora. Okay? She didn't make it plain for us, Kevin. I don't know who she was. Clearly, I don't want to say that she never slept with Montrose. I'm sure they probably slept together a couple of times, you know what I'm saying? But she probably was married to Montrose and screwing Joy sometimes, and she got pregnant. He knew, man, I ain't hitting it, I ain't smashing. So you know what I'm saying? It ain't my baby, I ain't the pappy. Dora was messy, honey, and I'm surprised Miss Hattie and Miss Hannah ain't reached across there and knock her upside her head real quick. That's what you get for playing on my great grandsons. Okay, stop playing with them. That's what I'm saying, Team Polly. And she was like, I just said accepted it. I was like, oh, so you was just gonna be Polly with it. Okay, hey. And I would have liked to have a paternity test, but it's the 50s. I don't even know. Can they do that? Did they do that in the 50s? But shit, Hippolyta could have went to the future and got a paternity test. I don't think Hippolyta came in until Dora passed. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Either Dee's cousin or brother. Hip Wig took me out. I thought it was an all-black cast and crew that could have laid them tracks down, sitting up like a top hat. Yeah, they did have a little, you know how they used to flip the track back in the day? Y'all know that. The old hoes know. They used to flip that track back in the day so you can have a bump. Y'all don't know nothing about that flipping the track. That's what they did. They could have set it out. It looked like it was a synthetic, and they could have, they was doing the best that they could do. But they could have found her like a wig that wasn't from Party City. But I did like the color though. She was definitely sleeping with her gay husband, and that's what I'm saying. She was definitely Dora was laying it low and spreading it wide. Low key, Dora was out here living her best life. Okay, Dora was out here getting it how she lived. Do you understand what I'm saying, baby? And her son was trying to do the same thing up there, talking that jail talk to Gia down to the restaurant. Because we are family. All right, y'all. Tech and Lily need a date. They sure did. I would have liked to see him take her on a date before this season was over. That would have been nice if he would have took her to the damn. The restaurant or something. He could have took her to the movies or something. Damn. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. It's getting late, and I got a little salad to eat. It's been real. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Let's keep talking. That was a weave of the 50s for sure. And most definitely. Had a little bump in the top, honey. Most definitely. Yeah, she was spreading it low, honey. Laying it low and spreading it wide, honey. Close. Very close. Scented trash bags. The whole family was trash. And the way, like I said, Dora tried to slide through that shit. Like, Dora, don't try to slide through that. Don't do that. Because, ma'am. ma'am. You was out here getting it. All over the place. All right, y'all. I'ma holler at y'all. Well, not next week. But I'm doing Lord Goodbird. If y'all not watching Lord Goodbird, watch that on Showtime and get back to me. Okay, it's a good show. It's funny. It's hilarious. Ethan Hawke is on it. It's hilarious. Please watch it. I don't have that many views, but I'm gonna keep doing it just because I enjoy watching the show. If you got any show recommendations, leave them in the comments for me because I'm looking for something else to review. Okay, so y'all have a great night. I'm about to go get me something to eat and chill out. Y'all be blessed and highly favored. All right, I'll talk to you later. Peace.